Hey, welcome back to the second tutorial video about using the title editor on Premiere Pro CS6. So what I had you do last lesson was to make these three titles: Neon Nation with a simple background and lettering, this one with a picture that's inside of the lettering and some outer strokes, these white lines, and then third, this Neon Nation sign or title with sheen, inner outer strokes, and a drop shadow on it also. Today we're going to create credits. We want to make our credits roll like this, which is a standard thing in all Hollywood films and most videos. When you see credits, they're going to be rolling up through the top of the screen. So how can we do that? Pretty simple. Again, we're going to go up to our title editor in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, go to New Title, and this time we're going to select Default Roll. Now I'm going to explain what a still, a roll, and a crawl is. We've been making default still titles so far, and for a still, the letters are just stationary on the screen and they don't move. For a default roll, we're going to see the letters go from the bottom of the screen up to the top. Excuse me, like we see in the credits at the end of a film. And then a crawl, I like to think of it as, what does a baby do? Well, a baby crawls across the ground. So for a crawl title, we're going to see the letters move horizontally from the left to the right or to the right to the left, in the same way that you would see a baby crawl onto the screen or crawl off. But today we're going to do a roll, default roll. So I'm going to click that. We need to name our title. So I'm going to name it Credits. We're going to name it Credits 1 because I already have a title named Credits. But you can just name it Credits. Click OK. And this brings up our title editor. Again, I think it's best to make sure that your title editor is maximized to fill up most of the screen. You can just see all the features and tools a lot better. And this screen is customizable too. It allows you to get the title part of the screen bigger. What we're going to do is we're going to select the area type tool. Click on that. Make sure you know what tool you're using. And then we're going to create an area to type our credits in, and I'm going to extend it down past the bottom of the screen. Also want to remind you that we have this safe zone, these white boxes that go around our title editor. You want to stay on the inside of these as much as possible because you know once you're inside these lines that your titles or credits will be visible on any television that they're shown on, and also it just creates extra space like a buffer space or a margin so that your letters are clearly visible on the screen. So I have done that. I'm going to start typing credits. I want that to be the top, the very first thing that we see. I don't like this font, but I'm going to go ahead and keep working with it for now. Hit enter twice. I like to have a little space, and I'm going to add director, and maybe a colon, Bob Johnston. Hit enter a couple times, and then make up a producer position. Producer, colon, let's go with Doug Hassell. Enter a couple times, and now you can see that my letters are now off the bottom of the screen, but that's okay. I can fix that later. Let's go with videographer, colon, space. Let's say our videographer is going to be Courtney Veith. Now, again, you can't see that, but we're going to fix it. So I have three different credits listed on my credit screen. So now, watch, I'm going to switch to my other tool, my selection tool. So now I can move this around as I need to. First thing I want to do is change my font. For credits, you want a simple font. You don't want to do anything that's too flashy. An Arial font is just fine. I'm going to make mine bold, and then I'm going to justify mine to the center. All right, so now we can see that I have credits, but I still can't see the end of Courtney Veith. This little plus sign in this box tells me that there's more below this dialog box that I can't see. So when I have the selection tool selected, I can grab this little square and drag it down, and now I can reveal any names that I might have typed. Also with the credits, it's very possible you're going to have a bunch of credits, maybe 10 different names. As you add those, you see there's a scroll bar on the right-hand side that I can use to scroll down and see any other credits that I want. So if I want to keep adding to this, enter, maybe I'm going to go with talent, colon, who's my talent? Let's go with Tim Slofer. I think I added too many R's. Again, go back to my selection tool, drag this down to reveal the name. Yep, I did add 3 R's, 3 F's. Delete one. And there we go. But just realize the scroll bar is now visible so I can scroll and see my credits. I have this selected. Is my font size the way I want? Do I want it to be smaller? Do I want it to be bigger? I'm happy with this. So now my next step is I need to make these credits roll. So follow my mouse up to the upper left-hand corner. You can see this is the roll and crawl options in the title editor. When I select it, it brings up these options. Since I selected a default roll, that's already the first option. If I select still, you can see this area becomes out of bounds. When I turn on roll, I have 2 options down here I need to be aware of. The first one is start off screen. If I click this box, that means the letters will start off screen and they will roll up, and then when they get to this position, they will just disappear. If I click end off screen, then the credits will start in the position you see them at right now. They will roll up, and when they are all off the screen, the title will end. I think it just looks the most professional to have both boxes selected. So always check both those boxes and then hit OK. So again, that's up here. Roll crawl options. Make sure it's a roll title type. Make sure both boxes are selected. Hit OK. And as you remember from the last video, we don't save our titles. We just X out up here in the title editor. Close it out. It creates the title down here in our project panel. I am going to find a clip of video, drag it, drop it, and then we can play it. We can play it over video like this. We can see the credits while video is playing. Or we can take our clip and add it to the end of a video. And so when we hit play, here's a video about collecting canned food, then our credits will roll. One more thing I want to mention about roll credits is how fast do you want the letters to go to roll up. So right now when I import this into, or I drag it into my sequence, you can see duration is 5 seconds long. I'm doing that by just hovering my mouse over a clip that says duration, 5 seconds, the very last number. If you want the credits to roll slower, then just like we did with speed and duration, we're going to click, and if I make the clip longer, the credits will roll slower. If I make the clip shorter, the credits will roll faster. So see the speed here? If I trim this back and make it a really short clip, then the credits will fly by. Too fast. Sound effects are awesome. Typically, when you make a title, you make it because you want people to be able to read it. So doing a slower credit roll is always better. And again, that's just the length of this purple clip, my actual credit title clip. And it goes to the end. You can see the title is done. And that's it. That's the end of this tutorial on how to make a title roll for credits on Adobe Premiere Pro CS6. I challenge you to go ahead and do this now and make one, and I look forward to seeing it.